The Tracey Fragments is a new film from the Canadian director Bruce MacDonald. It stars Ellen Page, who was the title character in Juno. She plays Tracy Berkowitz, a 15-year-old girl in what looks like Winnipeg, Canada, who spends a rather eventful 24 or 48 hours running around the city looking for her younger brother, who's disappeared.
Promise. No one can promise this. Why would I lie? Huh? Why would I lie?
Now, that's a straightforward description of the plot, and the movie does have one, which is fairly lurid and melodramatic in places. Tracy has parents who don't really understand her or are borderline abusive, who send her to a shrink. She has a crush on a new kid at school. She's picked on and abused and humiliated by the mean girls at school. There's a lot of the baggage of a standard teenage melodrama.
I can't tell you what. Or you'll end up like me, on this bus, looking for someone.
What's interesting about this movie is the technique that Mr. MacDonald uses to tell the story, which is not only to tell it out of chronological order in a very sort of impressionistic way so that a scene flows into a scene backwards and forwards, but also using a split screen technique, really a multiple window technique almost, where the screen sometimes divides in 2, 3, 4, even as many as 100 different images that overlap and play off each other and kind of suggest a free associative psychological logic rather than an objective narrative logic to the story.
My name is Tracy Berkowitz, 15. Just a normal girl who hates herself.
And this makes a big difference. It takes what I think would have felt like an overdone, overwrought, almost by-the-numbers study of teenage unhappiness and really turns it into an exploration of this girl's psychological state. So part of what happens is that you don't necessarily know in any given scene whether something is happening in her head or being kind of filtered and distorted from her perspective or actually really happening to her. So what you get is a very powerful study in moods and emotions, in the anger, the sexual vulnerability, the fear, the self-confidence, all of the different emotions that kind of buffet this young girl, who's wonderfully played by Ellen Page, who's just a terrifically smart actress, and who helps to make this movie that, again, I think might not have been convincing if it had been done another way, into something that's really powerful and unusual and interesting.
Where exactly did you find the tube?
I just found it.
There's something you're not telling us.
Tracy, is there anything you're not telling us?
I'm a very passionate person.